Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and oft-times Reminisces. Sometimes you just want to feel glum and moody and introspective. In my case, not very often, in fact not at all, but I can appreciate that some people do, and fair play if that's how they feel. Who am I to argue? Now, what do you listen to in those circumstances? Well, I don't know, do you listen to something that lifts you out of that, or do you listen to something that complements it? If it's the latter, listen to this. I'm prepared for this quickly. I forgot to, oh here it is, I thought I might have forgot to put it in position. So here we go, with this bouncy little number. Bear with me, totally unprepared as usual. So the mood is set, and as I say, it's a glum one. It is gloomy, but whereas normally that sort of music I just can't engage with, not in a strong way anyway, this one, because it's so hypnotic, it really grabbed me from the first listen. And very compelling. I mean, the drums come to us courtesy of a seance, I think. Somebody is calling in the sound of them from around a lace-laden table with doilies on it and a crystal ball in the middle, and that's how the drums come to us. But everything so far about this has a dour, it's almost Scottish in its dourness. The keyboards, or bass, whatever it is, it's providing that really gloomy sound at the moment. It does, along with the drums coming from beyond the instrumentation so far, it just brings in the mist. Yeah, intriguing to say the least. so many ways, in so many genres, not all, but in so many, the simplest way of delivering music is the best and most effective. That's obviously an opinion, and one that I can stray from on many an occasion, but nonetheless I do find myself drawn very often to simplistically composed, I presume, and I say I'm no music expert in any way, but this clearly is unfettered music. It's not there are no frills with it, and so that plaintive keyboard tone that comes in on top of the already miserable music doesn't lift it at all, it just compounds it, and so as far as wanting to portray the prevailing mood here, it just strengthens a sense of it. But that said, it adds another layer of engagement, and you know, if it was compelling before, it's even more so now. But it is, as I say, going back to simplicity, it does allow the music to just get straight into your noggin and resonate. It's a bit like water and alcohol. You can have the fanciest, most delicious, refreshing, strongest cocktail of alcohols of various guises and juices, and drink it, and eventually that will get through your system. If you drink a similar volume of water, it'll go straight through you. It gets to work straight away, and this is what the music's doing here for me. Come on, wake up. Here we go. I think it. Lack of embellishment here, as I say, does make this the uncomplicated way, and the uncomplicated sound here is such that it's easy to drift off with it, and I do. I've listened to this at night in the dark a couple of times, and I find myself drifting away immediately. But the point I wanted to make here was the bass, again, quite simple, but it is the spine really on which the rest. You know, normally you perhaps consider the drums as the aspect that all the rest of the instrumentation hangs off, but it's definitely the bass, and particularly at the moment, it's been to the fore all the way through, but in isolation it is a glorious bass sound. That it reminds me a little bit of, for the life of me I can't remember the name of the band, who don't use guitar and just use bass in a similarly dour fashion, and in a similarly cavernous bass sound. It's a sound I really like a lot. Bandcamp's playing catch up again. Come on. Before I forget, listening to the keyboards there remind me of some mid to late 70s, maybe early 80s, more experimental artists around in the day that I would say that they were taking away, going back to minimalistic keyboard playing as opposed to some of the more opulent keyboard based artists of the time, and basically they stripped back everything and just had a very plaintive and simple, unaffected keyboard tone such as we hear here, and I'm sure that's not the artist's reference point for this, but it just reminded me of that. And whilst I hated that sound back in the day and would probably not really be too enamoured with it now, in conjunction with everything that's going off here, I quite like it. Here's what Bandcamp decides to play. Come on. So there you go. I like the whole album. Some of the songs on it aren't quite as dismal as that, and I only have one complaint for this album. When I bought it, the last track is in essence the first track repeated with a different name, whether that's an oversight by the artist, I don't know, but nonetheless, I don't mind. I just don't mind, I don't care. Anyway, I say glorious stuff because clearly not, but certainly pleasing, very pleasing to these ears. Hopefully to yours too. Anyway, click your ball, let's catch you on next time. Cheerio.